Good morning, this is Julie with the Jewel Design, and we are right on schedule. Woohoo! Or as on schedule as we can be, but it should be Tuesday morning for you, hopefully. Good morning, good morning. Though I do realize some of you probably watch this in the evening, so good evening also. To anybody who's, of course, on a different continent and maybe watching this at a different hour, this is Julie with the Jewel Design, and we are here today with my usual Tuesday digital reveal day. And we are going to keep it short and sweet, but I decided to do a small set of Valentine Inspired bits and pieces. Nothing massive, but just little pieces that you could add to my last year's Amour Valentine kit. I think it's an Amour Journal Kit now. I love Journal Kit. I think I removed the word Valentine so I could leave it out at all times because it really has some great colors behind it. It didn't have to be completely Valentine, but it does have definitely some moments of Valentine. So I figured I would take a little bit of last year's kit, bits and pieces of things I love and some new things, and create you some great ephemera pieces. Things to add to your Valentine kits, add to your maybe warm and yummy red rose type ephemera kits that you might have. As we're starting to sort of think about February and just still that dark warm feeling from Christmas, the red and greens, but not be Christmas. We would start roaming into this. I know there's a lot of blue kits out right now. We're still thinking about winter, and definitely it's all of going to be maybe 56 degrees today here in Central California on the day I'm recording this. So we'll see how that goes. But I figured then I just jump on real quick today and show you what I have going. So we can start off with, as you've seen me do and we're continuing to do, is the bordered label journaling layers here. I've done one for autumn. I did one for Christmas. I did one for the cozy winter. I've done muted colors where there's a 3-page, 6-color set for your everyday stuff, more muted sort of anti-journals labeling that you can do. And so I went ahead and did something a little bit more Valentine-ish. Not super Valentine. I didn't want to make it obvious. But I have my cute little couple here that I used last year that I absolutely adore. We have a little heart. We have some red roses, some Valentine, some, a love letter. Just more of the coloring than anything. To give you some more bordered labels, different sizes, right? There's 11 sizes, or 11 sizes, 11 labels, and then I duplicate them, but I make sure things are different, right? Some things are, everything is labeled, this has no thing in it, that has something in it, has something in it, doesn't have anything in it, whatever. So you get some variety of hues. It's one color. It is this dark burgundy raspberry color, and then it's in all the hues, from down to 35% up to, the 100%. So you get variants in the color. You get, solid, you get double bordered, 3 bordered labels, some solid colors in here to add more layers on top of. Just a great little variety. So this is the Valentine Inspired Vintage Rose. I think it's Valentine Inspired bordered journal labels. So that's up in the Etsy shop. Then I have a Valentine Inspired Vintage Rose mini ephemera kit. This is a variety of things. These are the smaller, like playing card size journal cards. And we have like book covers with book pages over it. We have lace over the back end of a vintage playing card, which here's the other side of it, which I love. It happened to be, Will You Be My Valentine Queen of Hearts card. So I loved how I layered that up. These are a little bigger than usual for a word, but they're more of like a large word label type piece instead of just a small itty bitty word, and some fussy cuts and whatever. So we have a number of we have these 6 journal cards that are playing card size and all their varieties with the roses and the papers and the music pages and the book covers and lace. We have some word labels and some fussy cuts here to deal with. Then the second page is slightly larger base pieces that these actually look really cute on. Some of these, like some of the more decorated ones, I don't want to cut them up, but you could take this and layer it on top of these guys for a great, sort of more 2D, 3D labeling capability. So, but you have some base cards to play with. But then you have one of my little scallop tags, a standard tag, and one of my scalloped pocket, right? Another fussy cut. And then I took the roses that I've been using in all these kits, and gave you a nice size fussy cut, and then I made these cute little stamps. These are the scalloped edges, the distressed paper in the background, and then some of them actually have a February 9th Philadelphia postmark on it. And I thought it'd just be a fun little element to add. So these are super cute, and it's a different twist on my usual stamp images that I do and I make my stamp ephemera for you guys. It might be a little bit bigger too, but they're great. Another great layering option on some of these little slightly simpler pieces. So you get those 3 things in this Valentine Inspired Vintage Rose mini ephemera set. Now again, all these are already in my Etsy shop. You may have already seen them over the weekend. And their of course will be listed, like I mentioned, individually in the bottom description. So hit your bottom little triangle or the show more button where you start seeing some text underneath this video, and it'll have the listings of all 4 kits that I'm showing to you today. And of course the Etsy listing and all that on the bottom, as we talked about in my Welcome 2022 video, which I will relink, of course, at the end of this video, in case you missed what's going on this year and what I'm up to. So it's a great thing to maybe jump back and see what's up, especially if you're new to me, if you found me by accident or was referred to me, or I was referred to you. There we go. And you want to know more about who I am. There, the video will be at the end of this one, so you can see what's going on. Okay, so that's your honest to God Valentine ephemera kit that I created really quick. Mostly roses. I really love the idea of roses at Valentine's, a little bit of hearts and lace and stuff like that. So I was really inspired from this vintage rose kit that I'm assuming it's a graphic fairy that I found them, and I'm in love with them. I meant to use them for something else earlier in 2021, and never got to it. Or I only picked bits and pieces from it. I don't know. It was sitting in my library of raw designs. So I was really stoked to be able to use them right now. So with that, what started it all out was this kit, actually. And I started off with I did this back in June-ish maybe, when I was doing the black and white kit. It inspired me to do a piano set of 5x7 papers, right, side by side. And I had put a bunch of duotone leaves and butterflies, and so I probably did it in the summer to prep for our fall, actually. And I had leaves, but they were all duotone, very simple, very vintage inspired piano and lace papers. Well, I decided we needed to have a set of roses for Valentine's. We needed to have these great 5x7s that when you print them on coffee dye, tea dyed, parchment paper, construction paper, whatever cream paper you love, it adds an extra layer to the outside of it, and you can still keep it as 8.5 by 11. Or you have that extra texture, that linen paper feel, and so it's backed, and you can cut this out, and it's a great insert. Being a 5x7 and a 9x6 is a different size piece of paper for you guys, and it's a great way to add a little extra something to your journal that isn't all the exact same size papers. I know everybody loves their linens and their ledgers and all these extra, all these other pages in a junk journal that are different sizes. So this is a great way to add something to it. And it's a little decorated. The back is now plain with a coffee dyed or tea dyed, or even the parchment paper, and it's a great journaling page, right? The back side is perfectly ready for journaling. So, but I want to see you guys at full capacity. Now I will probably go back and put a distressed paper on the back side that I'll print, so that when I cut these, they're ready to go to insert to any journal I want to work on this year. So we do the roses, the single and the bouquet of roses here. Then we have sort of a little bit more pink, and it's almost like a burnt. It's starting to hint towards brick. It's such a gorgeous color. And there's 4 pages total, or 8 5x7, so you can either cut them and put them in like something individual, or you just, like you said, you leave them, you fold them, and you can make a full 5x7 out of this and other fun small pieces of paper, and you have a nice little 6x8 book if you want. I love these. I know this one's upside down, and I'm sort of done intentional. It was something that just happened to pan out, and I almost wish I'd removed the stem so it just sat there, but it came in that way by accident, and I love how this rose looks upright, and so I left it. I just thought it was super pretty. I'm still trying to figure out if I have this upside down, which I might. I may very well have everything upside down. Because on 2 of them, I do that. I do have things sort of flipped around, and I don't know, but I love it. Yeah, this one. See, now this one is right side up. They're both right side up there, which is interesting. But I have the lace on top and bottom, and so I have the lace on top and bottom on this one. And I can't tell, but I think that paper, that one may all be upside down completely. That's so funny. You never notice that until you really look at it. But who cares? It's texture, it's layers, it's something to look at, and I love it. So there's those. And then there's That's just me. That's me upside down, period. Well, it's me being upside down. There we go. And then with the two big, large single roses with a really pale back, pale lace bottoms. So again, this is the Piano and Lace Vintage Rose 5x7 side-by-side papers. Okay, so that's the third kit. And then that, with the encouragement from Lorette, wouldn't those pages be great journal cards? So I have a Vintage Rose journal card set for you guys. And I do my four up, with these are like 3 3/4 by 5 inches tall. You get 8 of these. Okay, so each one of those pages is now shrunk down perfectly for you guys into a large 5x7 card. So you do not have to like stress about, shrinking it yourself if you think that you like them as journal cards, right? Now, I'm like, wait a minute. My paper was upside down. So sorry about that. There you go. And there's the other 4. A lot of red. Didn't realize how much red there was until you pulled up. I pulled them apart, but it is that Vintage Rose Valentine Inspired, set of journal cards. So not only do you get them in the 3 3/4 by 5 inch journal cards, which is my large journal cards I like to do, I went ahead and made them even smaller into an 8 up. Normally I go about 6 up maybe with a belly band. I decided to shrink them down a little closer to the playing card size and do 8 up. So you still get all 8 on the page for a smaller journal card to layer with and to add to any ephemera that you have, with just 2 little fussy cuts in here, just because I hate leaving white space. But they didn't, when they laid them out, they're all the same size. We had a gap, so you get 2 little more of the fussy cuts, little things to add to something. Okay, so that's a 3-page set. And these are all sets, not full kits. Journal card set, paper. These are the 5x7 papers. These is a mini ephemera set. Or this one I may say ephemera kit, but this is a mini ephemera kit. There's not a lot. It's not everything I normally do. But again, Valentine Inspired Vintage Rose papers, Vintage Rose journal cards, and the Valentine Inspired labels, bordered labels. So that, I hope, will go with a number of lovely Valentine kits that might be out there. I know Valentine's sort of an odd thing. It's a one-day thing. It's, some people, like I start decorating a little bit around the house beginning of February, just for a couple weeks to get through Valentine's, and then, I'm on to spring. So who knows, right? Everybody wants a little something different. And I just wanted to do a little something. My kit was okay last year. I didn't quite hit the mark on it, but I think these pieces are a great addition to that Valentine kit that I did last year. And so I'm actually looking forward to it. I got to go find what papers I have left from the Valentine kit. And I'm sort of tempted to do some pieces that maybe this week I will pull out the other pages and we will put together maybe a quick couple journal with me objects. So come back Thursday and let's see what I came up with. Some quick fun things. We'll see if it's something that's 30 minutes or an hour, maybe just one shot, and I go ahead and do some Valentine stuff. Find some cute Valentine projects, back all this stuff, go ahead, get it all prepped and cut and ready to go. Find my Valentine kit from last year, which I will put that link in the bottom of these, because I mentioned it, the Amour Journal Kit. I will list it down below. As an addition to these pieces, maybe really great to have all those pages and these short ones, and add this to that kit. It might be a really great bundle altogether to work with. So I hope this inspires you. I hope this encourages the next project, even if it's just a few cute small ones to give to friends and family. I know last year I did a lot of things where I didn't have to make any Valentines for the kids, so I made Valentines for my best friends. I made cute little Valentine cards and added a little Starbucks card to it and gave it to my girlfriends, which was nice for once. I got to treat the adults and not have to buy a bunch of Valentines for a bunch of little kids. So it'll be interesting to see what I have to do this year, but maybe I'll make some pieces that are ready to go and my daughter can give them to her best friends, or we can deliver them to our, lifetime, friends and family. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Valentine hints of bits and pieces that I've done that were released on Thursday night of last week. Here's your sneak peek. I hopefully you'll take another peek of them over at Etsy, and that they encourage some wonderful, loving, kind projects into February so that you can share the love with all those that you love. So we'll talk again next, I would say next week, but we're going to try for this Thursday. So keep your eyes out for a craft with me, journal with me this Thursday, and we'll play with some of the Valentine kits. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk real soon. Have a great day.